So let's get started with this workshop. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today in this live workshop on how to create an inventory management system with Zoho Creator. Let me introduce myself. My name is Vishal, and I will be guiding you through this session along with my amazing teammates I have over here in this session, Nikita and Saib. So Nikita and Saib, welcome to this live workshop.
Thank you, Vishal, for the introduction. Welcome, everyone. We are very excited for today.
Welcome, everyone.
So, as you all know from the invite, that today we will be showing you how to create an inventory management system. Whether you are a business owner or a developer or just someone you're very much curious about no code or low code tools, right? So this session is designed to give you a real practical skills, how you can apply immediately. You don't have to be a developer or a coder, right? So I'm sure that by the end of this the workshop, you must be be able to create a prototype of an inventory system for you, right? And customize and deploy using Zoho Creator, right? So without writing a single the traditional codes, right? So let's dive in and see what we are covering today in this live workshop. I will hand over to Nikita. Over to you, Nikita.
Thank you so much, Vishal, for introducing us. Now, before we get into the actual part that is basically building the application, let us just let us take a moment to talk about the application itself, all right? So, as you know that, so here, as you can see that today we are going to talk about Zoho Creator. So Zoho Creator is a low-code application development platform. That means it allows users to build fully functional custom applications without having the need of deep programming knowledge, as Vishal mentioned. So it's perfect for businesses that would like to basically automate their businesses.
Nikita, if you can just share your screen and show us the presentation.
I'm so sorry. I had shared my bad.
No worries.
Let me do
No
that
worries.
again.
Yeah, no worries.
Are we good now? Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible. Yes.
Okay, so let's start from this part. So yeah, as we were talking about jumping into the application, we were basically taking a moment to talk about Zoho Creator. So Zoho Creator, being a low-code platform or a no-code platform, you may call it, it basically allows users to build fully functional applications that basically cater to their own requirements, right? So it's basically it's kind of perfect for businesses that want to automate their process, manage data efficiently. And then for that, they don't have a particular application or the right choice of application, nothing. So it basically, they customize the app. That's what Zoho created. It's a blank platform that allows you to do so. Now, talking about Zoho Creator, before we get into more depth, let's look at a few key features that Zoho Creator has. So first off, the low-code platform feature, which it is famously known for, meaning that most of the development is done with the drag and drop situation. It's easy, you don't need a code knowledge, or you don't have to come from a coding background to do an application on Zoho Creator. Secondly, you can also easily convert your spreadsheets to an app. So that is basically when you're managing data manually in multiple places, it basically transforms that entire feature to an app. So you can do that with and you can manage your data from an app. You can easily it basically offers cross-platform support. So what does that mean? As it is a web application, you just get to handle it from your desktop. You can do it from your desktop, laptop, mobile, on the go. So you have a cross-platform support. One of the biggest time saver is the workflow automation. So you can set actions and processes that come automatically based on triggers or conditions. So again, it's very handy when you have to manage a lot of process manually, reminders. So workflows set that particular journey free, very seamless. Of course, security and scalability, which is again a very important thing when we talk about applications, whether your data is secure, what is the scalability of the platform. So whether you are a small business or you're a growing business, the app will keep on changing. It'll get accustomed to your business and your business changes. And last but not the least, integration friendly. It is not just the app that you get, but you can also integrate it with other Zoho applications, other third-party application, your Google Workspace. So a lot of third-party applications can be integrated. Zoho offers an open API that makes it all possible. Now that we have an understanding of the platform that is basically the star of today's webinar, let's have a quick look at what are the things that we are going to cover today. So we will start by identifying the current workflow challenges when a particular organization is dependent on spreadsheets. Then we will also highlight the real pain points that the organization faces, the things that basically slow down the operation, causes error, or hurts the efficiency of the system. From there, we'll of course show you the Zoho Creator, how Zoho Creator basically completely changes the entire scenario for the business. So it helps you, giving you to digitalize, automate, and basically optimize your entire inventory process. That is basically what we're going to do, the inventory management. Now, next, we'll also be talking about the industry-specific use cases. So today we are going to consider a particular healthcare industry. And of course, this is applicable for every industry. You can basically apply your own industry, your own use case, and enhance the entire workflow. Then, of course, we will also show you how to implement or how to put in a lot of workflows, automations in form of alerts, reminders that basically caps your manual tasks, saves time, and makes your entire operational or your entire inventory management process very seamless. And last but not the least, if you have any kind of questions, any input, we already have the question answer box. So you drop your questions over there and we'll be more than happy to answer them. Now, moving on, here is basically a small use case that we have considered. So as I was mentioning, we are talking about the healthcare industry. So we have considered basically a healthcare clinic. So when we talk about a real life example, here, as I mentioned, we are going to see how Zoho Creator basically
Yes. Yeah, Nikita, sorry to interrupt. I think like AD is saying that there is a background noise. If you can check. Okay.
Do you have any background noise coming from my end now?
It's okay. So what I will do, I will keep myself on mute. Now let's see. Yeah, Nikita, you can go ahead.
Okay, so Eddie, just let me know if you can still have get some background noises, or shall I continue? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so as we were talking about a real life example, we were talking about a particular clinic over here. So previously what happened in this particular clinic, they were relying gravely on the basically handwritten slips, scattered Excel sheets, and track stocks. So basically to track their stocks, so this is basically very prone to human errors, right? You make mistakes, you may mistype information, you may miss out on particular informations. So with Zoho Creator, what they did, they basically built a inventory app where storekeepers basically could log stocks seamlessly right from their desktop or their mobile applications. They did not really have to be always in front of the system. The procurement team started receiving alerts on the low stock, which is again for medical industry, low stock is a big no. So you need to be always with the right supply of stocks, the dates, the expiry dates need to be taken care of. So everything was basically systematically managed through the application instead of relying on manual data. This enabled them to reorder on time, avoid stockouts, and reduce any kind of medicine wastage based on the expiry date that they were maintaining. So all of this were basically doing nothing but improving their day-to-day operations, which is again a big win in the longer run. And most importantly, it freed up a lot of their time that was being actually wasted or invested in a lot of manual work instead of actually attending to the patients. So again, more focus towards their operations, more focus towards their goal instead of actually wasting or managing things manually and being dependent on that. Now, let's take a moment to understand the problems actually that they were facing. So when we talk about the problems, the very first thing was the manual process. So every inventory process, every inventory management process was manual before the application. So paper-based records, handwritten slips, which again often misplaced or not recorded for. Then, of course, lack of visibility. So there were no real-time updates, no clear picture of the current stock levels. So you don't know what is the current stock scenario, whether you need to reorder, whether there is no stock available. There was nothing that was visually available. They had to, again, dive in through multiple data. Next, because everything was, of course, manual, again, it was more prone to mistakes, more prone to errors, right? If you are manually typing things, updating things manually every time, you are, of course, going to make some kind of mistake, some or the other kind of mistake, whether it's a typing error, missing out on certain information or anything like that. And then everything, all of this actually led to wastage of time. So much of time was being wasted in manual work, manual management, which could otherwise be very efficiently managed through a particular system. After the transformation, so what basically happened after the application was introduced? The first thing, storekeepers or the staff could actually log their stock in and stock out under a minute, right from the mobile app or the tablet. So no desktop needed. It's a web application. All you need is an internet connection, and you can basically manage your app on the go. Next, the system automatically started sending reminders to the procurement teams whenever the stock was low. So this again avoided any kind of delays or stock outs. Next, of course, you have the daily so of course you have the Zoho Creator, which will again help you to search the complete stock history. So every history, every stock was managed, everything was trackable under the system. So you had the clinic or the organization basically had the complete visuality of their stock ongoing. So this is the inventory management system. So everything was revolving around their stock, the expiry date. So everything was visual instead of manual. Here, before we actually get into the system, which is basically the next part of the show, let me show you what are the main differences that actually happened over here. So when we talk about the differences, when we talk about data entry with Excel, everything was manual. Whereas with the application, you had fields, you had validation fields, so you could make sure that every right information was being maintained when it comes to the data entry. When you talk about finding information with Excel, you had to jump between multiple sheets, multiple information. But with the system in place, you just type, and everything is in syncing real time. You can filter out, you can see data right in front of you instead of going through different kind of multiple sheets. Notifications with Excel, you don't really get any kind of notifications, right? You cannot automate reminders or anything, which again does very seamlessly be taken care of the Zoho Creator app. When it comes to stock management, so with Excel, you don't get an instant stock visibility. You have to apply formulas, you have to apply filters, you have to look in through data, you have to type in through data. But with the system, Zoho Creator gives you a complete stock visibility level, and it is accessible to everyone. So you can have user access, you can limit your access so that no person can basically fidget with the data or fidget with the stock. You have right information mentioned, and you basically have the power to basically limit the access of particular application to the right users. And last but not the least, reporting, which is again very important, very crucial part for any business. Reporting basically talks about the business health. So with Excel, again, it was all manual. You had to create pivot charts, you had to create presentations, but the application will give you, the Zoho Creator application basically gives you all real times updated reports. So reporting again becomes a very seamless and easy journey. So with that, I will just hand it over to Saeed so that he can take us through the system that we have created for the inventory management, and then we can come back to the presentation again. So over to you, Saeed.
Thank you, Nikita, for such wonderful presentation. Now, let me share my screen and get into the system. I hope my screen is visible now.
Yes, Saeed.
Yes. So
Yeah.
let me go to the Excel sheet from where the store was handling all the stock details in this Excel sheet. So I have created a messy Excel sheet which would look like the actual scenario where the Excel sheet has item master, batch details, stock in information, stock out information, current stock report, and expiry stock information. Let us start from the item master where there are few detailed fields which are maintained by the store, and they are tracking items, and it has some category that is consumable, drugs, and etc. There are some categories which have the same meaning but has some different spelling, and I can see the unit is not maintained in some gloves. So this was actually mandatory, which cannot be handled in this Excel. The reorder level has a question mark because Excel allows you to actually enter different characters in the same cell. We also have an validate mark for tracking expiry, and here I can see different meaningful words for yes or no. It has some capital letter, small letter. Again, someone has written yes. So what we can understand from a long time, if they are maintaining this Excel for maybe 200 to 300 items, small items in their factory or store, and it has been maintained for last 5 years, 10 years by different people in the organization. So we can expect such discrepancies in the data or the data format. Let us go into the other sheets of this Excel. Here, as we can see, batch details, we understand that in medical or healthcare industry, the every medicine has been assigned to a batch so that we can ensure we can stock in the items for each batch and ensure the stock out also happens batch wise in an ascending order. We also have here batch number, item, and other information. We can also see inconsistency in the date format, and we can see the quantity available is sometimes not mentioned. Even the received on may be sometimes not updated, or maybe the date format is not correct. It is not handled properly in Excel, and we cannot track or actually notify the management for this information. We can also see that expiry date is a very important factor in healthcare industry, and if someone misses to mention the expiry date for the related items, it is a big problem. So this cannot be handled in the system or Excel, that you should mark expiry date as a mandatory field. Let us go to the stock in section where the store used to enter each detail manually. Like for a single item, they have to write the full spelling of the item and ensure there are no spelling mistakes, and they do not miss or they do not add an irrelevant item that is not present in the item master. And they have to add manually in the item master as well as stock in details as well as stock out details. The same information, same spelling, and same concentration was needed in three different sheets for a single entry. So that was really time taking, and we can also see there are few discrepancies here also. Like the quantity received is written in words, whereas it should be in numerical format. And sometimes I can see the invoice is also blank. Whereas in a system, if you are maintaining the stock in details, you can have an option to attach the attachment in PDF format, image format, and other. In expiry also, they have missed to enter some expiry dates. If they had to write the expiry date, they had to manually check in the batch details of that for this batch, for this item, what is the expiry date, and they have to manually fill out in this stock in details as well as stock out details. Other than this, after entering all this information in the Excel, they had to also maintain a different report for current stock and expiry stock. These two reports were seen in daily basis by the management. So they had to prepare at the day end by preparing a summary based on the stock in and stock out details and send to the management manually. So this was also a time taking work after all the tasks. Here we can see they have prepared a report of current stock where item wise current stock is maintained. We can also understand that this balance and everything is fetched out using formula, and the batch is also needs to be verified from the batch details. That's why if they are creating this report manually, they also have to cross check with the real information that is present in other sheets. So it is very important to cross verify and feed it properly in this section. In medical or healthcare industries, we can have different medicines with different units like 5 ml, 10 ml, and 15 ml. So that also needs to be very carefully entered in this report. So this was all time taking in this Excel sheet. It was really a heavy task to maintain all this information in the Excel. That's why to showcase the power of Zoho Creator, I have created an very simple app. Let us go to the app in the Zoho Creator and understand how we can maintain all these things in an easy way. Here, as you can see, we have different master modules and reports in this app. I will tell about each of them, but before that, let me show you that we have an item master where all the items are maintained. We have an transactional module for the stock in information. Same for the stock out information. We have different validations, which I'll come when I will show each of these screens. We also have few reports like low stock items, batch wise stock, expired stock, etc. Let me start from the items section, where this form is used to maintain all the items in this system. Let me show one. Here, when we go, we have an item name. We also have a red color mark, which tells that this is mandatory field. And we also have the unit where it is a drop down. So you have no chance of selecting a wrong unit of measurement. You have to choose from the drop down below, and based on this unit of measurement, you can also have a specific reporting. Let me tell you that this form is created for this webinar purpose only. For your real use case, we can have different unit of measurements, different new fields. Maybe some fields are totally different from all these fields here. So this is totally customizable. We also have a category that it is a consumable, it is a drug or an equipment. We also have a reorder level to understand that when the item's current stock will be equal or lesser than the reorder level, we need to have a notification that we will need to order new items. We also have a quantity in stock. This is actually automatically calculated, so this is disabled here. I will show you how it is automatically calculated. Next, we have a track expiry option. Now you can turn this on or off based on your requirement. For example, in every industry, there are different items which have an expiry and which do not have an expiry. So you can track so that you get notification for the required items only. For adding a new item, you can actually go to the item section and input a new item here. You can enter item name, unit, category, and reorder level. You can toggle this on or off for the track expiry option, and you can submit. This will simply create a new item. This is a one-time task only and needs to be changed whenever required. For this report, all items, this is a list view of the items which is categorized based on the category. For example, it is categorized based on consumable, drug, or equipment. You can also understand what is the average reorder level of your consumables and what is the total quantity in stock for your consumables as well as drugs and equipment. So you have a total here, you can have an average here, and you can have a single view to track all current status of your items, which is not available in the Excel. Now, if I move into the stock in section, we have a stock in report where I will show you how an item is stocked. First of all, we can see a list view here where all the stocking transactions are grouped for by every date. For example, what we understand from here that on 27th August 2025, there are three stockings that is of value 150, 2250 and 4490. When we go inside this, we can click on this and click on edit section. We can understand that we have different items that are stocked in for today. We have a date. This is automatically capturing current date, whereas you have an option to change, or if you don't want to allow, you can also lock this option. So you don't have to manually enter today's date. It will automatically capture as per the current date and time. You can have a supplier option here. This is currently single line text field for this webinar purpose. Whereas in your case, this supplier can be fetched from the master menu. That means you have a dedicated master for all your suppliers and vendors, and you can easily choose from this option from the master menu, like we had for items. You have an option to upload the invoice in this option. In this option, you can upload PDF, images, etc. And here in the item details, you have different items that you are stocking in. So if we imagine that there are few items that have come to your factory or the store, and you are now entering all the details here. Let me add a new option so that I can show you how these details are entered. For the first one, we have this alcohol swab, and on selection of any of the items below, you can have this information stock in items from the item master directly. You don't have to write any item manually. You don't need to worry about the spelling. You can ensure that this is very easy. So you can select from any of the options below. If this item does not have an track expiry on, so you don't have to enter the expiry date. So this gets automatically turned off. You can see whenever I selected an item, the unit of the item, unit of measurement, that is pieces, is automatically fetched. The expiry is automatically turned down, and you have this batch number. That means you have to enter this batch number manually. Let me write IVC. You can write this batch number as per your need. Let me tell you again that this all information that we are maintaining to stock in all the items are for this webinar purpose. For in your case, you may have more fields or less fields or different fields depending upon your requirement. So after entering the batch number, you can also enter the quantity that you are stocking in right now. Let's say it's 100 and the unit price is 15. So you have to enter this information for one time only. From the next time when you stock out this batch and this item, all this information will be automatically populated. So once you enter the quantity and unit price, the amount is automatically calculated here for this item and for this batch. Also, I can tell you that the grand total, that is the total of amount of these three items, is again accumulated here and it is added automatically. You don't have to worry to manually add or input formulas to calculate all this amount. If you add 100 items here, the 100 items amount will be calculated automatically and the grand total will also be calculated. Here, you can have other fields like tax and other information, different taxes or terms and conditions and different other fields or information that you want to maintain while you are stocking in an item. Let me click on update. So once the data is updated, you will be able to also fetch a details report of this stocking items. For example, what I have shown earlier is an overview of the date-wise stocking information. If you want to have a detailed report for all these stocked in items, then we can get here. That is again categorized into different categories like consumables, drugs, and equipment. And here we can see that all the consumables, that is the item name, we have the batch number, the unit, the expiry date. Wherever it is needed, we have the expiry date, and wherever it is not required, we don't have expiry date. We also have the total quantity. It is automatically added here. We have the individual unit price and the accumulated total amount. If you want to export this report, you have different options here. You can directly print it from here. You can directly export into Excel, PDF, HTML, and different other options. If you want to quickly filter few things, you can simply do it from here. Like you have an unit filter, you have an item filter. If you want to filter an item of like alcohol swab, then it is automatically filtered here. For this, we have an information that alcohol swab was stocked in 2 times of this batch items, and the total quantity that we have now is 312. So this is the stock in details report that is present here. You similarly in all other reports also you have an option to export, quickly filter out your data as per your requirement. Now, after we stocked in the items and maintain the item master, we also have an option to stock out. Let us see how it is done. We have this form to fill out the stock out information. Let me show you how it is done. Now, this is an overview of stock out report. That is a summary report. This is also grouped by every date. For example, on 27th August, we have this 3 transaction for stock out. Let us get into one and check. Suppose this is the item where you have stocked out. As I have edited an existing transaction, you will not be able to edit neither the item or the quantity, because based on this information, the stock is already calculated in the system. So when you edit an information or edit a transaction, you don't have the option to change anything. For this webinar, I have done like this, whereas in your case, you may allow to change few things like I have done here. I have allowed to change the issued to information, issued by information. Let me also tell you that issued by can be automatically captured based on the logged in user. That means if Vishal is logging in with his user ID and password, the user ID and password or the username will be automatically captured here. You don't have to worry that who has entered information in the system. It will be automatically tracked based on the user's logged in credentials. So to input an information, let me go to the stock out form. Here, let me fill out. Suppose I am issuing to a doctor. The issue date is automatically captured at current date based on the system, and you don't have to manually select it. And issued by, I will write Kostak, and for the item details, let me select one. For example, let me select paracetamol 500 mg tablet. So once you select the item, you don't have to again manually write here. You will have this item filtered out based on the available stock. That means you may have 100 items in your item master, but only 5 of them are available in your stock. So only those 5 items will come in this drop down menu. So this is totally customized so that you don't have to choose from a lot of options and you have no chance of making a mistake. So once you select the item, the unit is automatically populated. That means this is the unit of this item is strip. Now you have the batch number. Here we have the batch number as well as the expiry date. What happens? The items which have an expiry date very near, you need to stock out them first. So when I select an expired item, that is the batch E5002608 was expired yesterday, that is 26th August. When I select it, the system will show a message that this batch is expired and cannot be selected. That means even if the user mistakenly stocks out an expired batch of medicines or maybe any other stock items, as per your industry, any industry, the system will not allow it. So we have this very important validation in the system. Also, we have an customized validation that we have prepared for this webinar. That is, if the batch number is PR22708 and the expiry is 15 October, then if you select it, you will have a message that this batch cannot be selected as it will expire within 3 months. That means I have specially created these two validations for this webinar, that even if an item is going to get expired within next 3 months or 2 months or 1 month or 1 week, as per your requirement, as per your industry, you may stop the user to stock out that and give it to the client or any other end user. Now, let us select a stock that is going to expire on 19 June 2026. Now we have enough time so that the end user can use this product, can consume this product or item. Now let us enter the quantity. Before that, let me tell you that whenever you select the batch, you can automatically see a message in the black color background that with expiry date. This is to help you. This is a help message for you to understand that this is not just the batch number. It has also an expiry date with it. But if you remember that when we were entering the information in stocking details, we had only entered the batch number. The expiry date was separately mentioned. Whereas to view this in a single place, I have ensured that you can see the batch number and expiry date together so that the user is comfortable and he doesn't need to check from any other sheet or any other system or check manually. He can easily select the batch number. Now, once the batch number is selected, you don't have to worry anything. You will have the expiry date and the unit price automatically calculated. You just have to enter the quantity. So if you enter the quantity, suppose 1000, it will show that you don't have enough stock available in this batch. So not only it will not allow you to stock out an expired batch, it will also control that you only enter something, a quantity that is already available in your stock, so that you have no option for negative inventory or else a mistake entry. So you can enter the actual quantity. Again, see, we can understand there is no available stock in this batch. So I have entered a lesser quantity here and the amount is automatically calculated. Based on the quantity, based on the input of the quantity, the amount is automatically calculated. You don't need to worry about it. If I add a new item, for example, it is a bandage crepe, 10 centimeter. You can have a batch number. We don't have an expiry date for this because this bandage is a non-expirable item. So you don't have to worry about the expiry date. You can enter the quantity here and the unit is automatically fetched. The unit price is automatically fetched. The expiry date is hidden because you don't need to worry about the expiry date here. The amount is automatically calculated as the unit price is 10. I had entered a quantity of 10, so the total amount is 100. Now, the grand total is also automatically calculated here. So you have a very less of manual work here. Manual intervention is very minimal. So once you have entered all this information, you can click on submit and save the stock out information. Now, once you have done the stock out, you will have an overview of this report again, where we can see that the stock out items here is 201 rupees, which we have done right now. And the total value of stocked out items or transactions on 27 August is 1,411. Now, to view the detailed report, we also have a stock out details report based on the category. That means this report is again grouped by the category, that is consumable and drug. So whatever consumables were stocked out, we have a detailed information here, the total amount and the total quantity. You also have an option to actually filter it out, filter the items, unit, expiry date, and everything. You can filter this report monthly, weekly, yearly, quarterly, and as per your required date format. You also have an option to export in different formats here. After we see this report, let me show you some customized reports that I have made. First one is low stock items. That means whenever you are sending a report to the management, maybe at the end of the day or at the morning, or you have to manually check that which items are low in stock and you have to reorder it before it is out of stock. So here we have a report, a dedicated report for low stock items. That is, this item has a reorder level of 20 and the current quantity in stock is 0. It can be of any batch. Let me mention that it can be of any batch, but the total available quantity that is not expired as well is very important to view in this report. So based on all the information of expiry date, reorder level, item wise stock, and we have made this report where low stock items are mentioned as per the category. That means for the consumables, you have this report. For the drugs, you have this report. So if the vendors are different or the department is different, you can easily export or filter based on the category. For example, you want to see the consumable categories only. You can easily filter out from here and only see the consumables low stock items. You can easily print it out from this option and send it to the department or the purchase department for reordering as per requirement quantity. Now we have the batch wise stock because we are entering all the stock items as per batch. We have all these options where based on the date, for example, on 26th August, for every batch, what is the available quantity? You may stock in 100 items, you may stock out 10 items or 50 items. So the actual available stock for every batch and for every item is updated here. We can see a consolidated report based on date wise, batch wise, item and stock details. After this batch wise stock, we have a dedicated report for the expired stock. Sometimes we may need to take out this expired stock from the store, so we can understand from this report that what are the expired stock that is in our inventory. For example, we have these two items with the batch numbers and expiry date, and we see the total quantity that is expired. You can also have another report that is stock expiry in next 3 months. So this 3 months is for this webinar purpose only. You can have a customizable timeline, maybe 2 months or 1 month or 1 year, so that you can filter out that items. So here we can see that there are few items which are going to expire in next 3 months, that is 15 October 2025. So you have this dedicated report here. Apart from this, we have some auto email reminders. Let me show you 2 auto reminders for this webinar. you may have more auto reminders, auto email reminders based on your specified criteria. First, auto mail reminder is an daily low stock alert that is sent on every day morning at 9 a.m. So every day 9 a.m. you will receive an consolidated report or view of daily stock low stock alert. Here it will have an information that the low stock alert is as per 27 August 2025, that is today, and the daily low stock alert is this, and the date is 27 August. We have the items at or below reorder level, that is the few items that are at the reorder level, you have to reorder for them also. So we have this table here. Now this table is totally for this webinar. If you want more information in this table or less information, you can also customize as per your need. Now you have the item, the available quantity, and the reorder level. So we can understand that 5 ml syringe with needle is available for 140 quantities and the reorder level was 200. So you need to quickly order it. So at the morning, you have this report to help you quickly order today itself. Let me show you another email reminder that we have prepared. That is day end stock report. This day end stock report is triggered at 11:59 p.m. at night. You can totally customize this time as well as the email response and the information that is inside this email. We have this DM stock report for 27 August 2025. We have different information here. Let me show you. This is a day end stock report that we have at the end of the day, where you have the current date. As for the current date, what were the items that were stocked in today? So stocking today was an item that is bandage crepe. We have the batch number, the quantity, the unit price, and the expiry. As this is a bandage, you don't have an expiry date for it, so it is blank. This is also totally customized for this webinar. You may have different information or in the stock in details, in the stock out details also, or different tables. For the stock out, we have this bandage crepe again. We have the batch number, the quantity that was stocked out, and who was it issued to. We have this information of stock in and stock out. Again, we have a summary of current available stock in your inventory. For each item, for every batch, what is the current quantity that is in your inventory? We have this report here. And at the last, that is again very important, that the expired stock till date. That means as per 27th August, what are the items that are already expired? We have these two items here with the expiry date and the batch number and quantity. You can totally customize this mail, and I can assure that if someone is getting this information, it is very helpful to have a single view for the management, to have an overall view of their inventory status for all the stock in items, stock out items, current available stock, and expired stock. So this covers each and every point of your inventory status in your factory or any other place. So this was all from my side. Now I will hand over to Nikita to continue.
Thank you so much, Saib. It was a wonderful presentation and you walked us beautifully through the system. Now, let me just share my screen back and we can continue. And also, in the meantime, everyone, if you have any questions, if you have any kind of queries, please drop your questions in the question answer box. We are right here to answer them. So with that, let me share back my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
It's coming up. Yeah, it's visible now.
Okay. So now that actually we have seen the the difference visually inside the application, let's take a quick live walkthrough of the Zoho Creator, like of how the Zoho Creator is working. So basically what impact it is putting on the business. So the first thing, the real-time alerts basically lead to timely reordering, helping avoid emergency stockouts. So as Saib showed us, we have these timely reports being automated to us, for which basically helps us to reorder, keep our stock at the right level. During peak hours or emergencies, there are no panics. So, which is again for healthcare, for clinics, you can panics or low stocks. Those would literally sound like a nightmare. So there is no panic. Stock levels are under control. Because it is a web application, staff can log items instantly. They don't need to run back and forth to the particular system. They can just go ahead, log details on the go. Expiry tracking basically cuts down on wastage, which also basically directly saves money. So you are also saving, you're also doing better and economical business. And then finally, with better reporting and visibility, planning becomes easier, faster, and more data-driven for the clinic. So they can plan better, they can be prepared for situations, emergency situations, and everything is rightfully and seamlessly managed through our application where the data is all protected. Sounds quite interesting and quite like an inviting thing. Now, why Zoho Creator and why with GoldenLion? So yeah, just for a lot of you who are already our existing customers, you're already aware of us. Thank you so much for being with us throughout the journey for all these years. And then for those who are new over here, please drop a message. I'd be more than happy to know if you have any kind of personal questions, if you would like to implement Zoho Creator. As for GoldenLion, first of all, we bring to you 15 years of industry experience. So we have been Zoho partner for the last 15 years, and we have been implementing Zoho applications for different industries, healthcare, travel, real estate, law firms. So you have our website I'll be taking you through where you can refer to all of it. We have a team of 30 plus skilled professionals. When I say skilled professionals, they are all certified through Zoho. So yes, every one of our team members, they excel in some or the other Zoho application. For example, over here, Bishal, myself, we are all basically, getting certified. We are under continuous study for Zoho applications so that we keep on refreshing our knowledge. So that is a very hardcore practice that we follow. We have successfully served 900 plus customers through 90 plus countries. So if you come to our website, we have an amazing blessed set of customers throughout globally, and we have been more than blessed to having served them. And then of course we are very much proud of a particular fact that we hold the highest number of testimonials when you talk about Zoho partners. So that is something we are very proud of, and for all of you, if you want to have a look at all of it, you simply come down to our website, which is www.glionconsulting.com. And then over here in our website, you will find all about us, all you need to know. So I think the website is visible on the screen.
Yes, Nikita.
Okay, so this is our website. You can come down if you want to know more about our customers, our experiences, our solutions. You have it all listed down over here. So you can come to our testimonials page and see what our customers have to say about us, their experiences so far. And if you think that you have a particular requirement that we can help you with, you can simply go ahead, book a one-on-one session with us over here. So you'll find a calendar link. All you need to do is select a preferable date and time that suits you, and we'll be sharing the meeting invite. So let us meet over a call. If you have any particular Zoho Creator or any Zoho requirement, we'd be more than happy to serve you. And with that, if you have any questions, you can drop it down in the question and answer box. We'll be more than happy. We are here to answer them now. Okay, Claudia. So, what's the use case for real estate sales? So, for real estate, just to let you know, we have two different solutions for real estate agencies and for real estate developers. So, I'll just share the website link with you right in the chat. And for more details, you can, of course, book a meeting with us. Let me just share the details with you on the chat, and you can have a look at our website, the particular page and solutions. And let us know if this is something that you're looking for, or of course we can also have a one-on-one discussion, a custom discussion based on your custom requirement. So let me just share that.
Right. So if there is any further questions, you can also drop your questions in the question answer drop box.
Claudia, I just did share. Okay, the website. Sure. There you go, Eddie. I'm sharing the website address with you. Oh, Claudia, for the creator use case, if you want to, if you have a particular process that you think that you want to map through creator, so of course we can have a one-on-one session. Let us have a discussion. We would like to have a better understanding of your creator use case. What is the actual use case that you're trying to map over creator? And then of course we can discuss about that. Is that something you're open to? So we can also get into a session. Right. Let us reach out to you once this particular webinar is over, and we can have a session. You can book a meeting too. So let me just share the prime trade, so you can book a meeting on this particular link. Other questions from anyone? Do we have any questions from anybody else, or can we wrap up the session today? Of course, if you have any questions, if you have more queries, you can reach out to us on the website. We will share the link and we can have a one-on-one session.
Right.
So I think we can wrap up the session for today. Anything else, just mail us out. We are just a mail away. And yeah, of course, anything you can let us know. You can share with your Zoho requirements, your experiences, or if you have any particular use cases that you would like us to discuss with. Till then, we'll take your leave, and we will keep you posted with our next webinar, which will be happening very soon. So stay tuned to that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us in this session. Thank you everyone.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
everyone.